Hello guys, Voxel Pro here, coming at you with a, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse discussion. I know I got the new haircut and I'm looking fresh. Thank you for that, if those of you who agree. If not, then whatever. I recently watched a video with Rhymestyle, and he said that the Namco Bandai are doing a survey on what I would like, or what people would like to see in Xenoverse 2. So I got my notes here. This is a book that I keep with all my YouTube notes, and just make sure again I come across as clear and succinctly as possible. So some top things that I want to see in Xenoverse, and I'm just gonna read off the list. Aura types and colors. Okay, in the last Xenoverse, I didn't see that you can have a different aura if you were a Saiyan or if you were a human or whatever. So, aura types or colors would be nice. Fighting styles or create a combo system. Something that we saw in Ultimate Tenkaichi, the way that we have a master and that we were able to use their fighting style, you know, or the fact that, you know, once we were done training with them, we were able to use their fighting style and we were able to unlock some of their ultimate attacks. So that would be nice. Or the create a combo system. I know in Xenoverse you have a certain combinations that you can do with the square and the triangles. So if they have like some animations for like a punch, a kick, you know, maybe we can assign it to, you know, the weak attack and the strong attack, and that way we can see all kinds of different fighting styles. And even the grabs, you know, the grabs I think for my character were awful, but I thought that that was the universal grab for any created character. So either fighting styles that we inherit off of the masters that we train with, or a create a combo system where we assign, kind of like Mortal Kombat Armageddon, where we assign a quick attack to, you know, an animation to the attack button, whether it's tiered or not. So the other thing is accurate transformation, appearances. So what I mean is that if you're a Saiyan, don't just turn the original hair yellow and make the eyes green, and just call it Super Saiyan. I get it. I get that's what they kind of are, but in my created character, my hair, it didn't go spiky like you would see in Ultimate Tenkaichi. It just turned yellow, and for some reason the skin was like glossing with like some type of gold. Like I don't get that. Why? So do it like you did it in Ultimate Tenkaichi. I know that wasn't everybody's favorite game, but at the same time, there's some stuff that they did really well. Beam colors. This is just a new idea, beam colors. You know, what if you could have a Kamehameha that was pink, or, not that I want pink, well, I don't even know why I said pink first. Orange, green, purple, you know, just different colors, you know. What if you could have that? I would say I would limit that to, you know, kind of, you know, secondary attacks. I wouldn't say that so much for ultimate attacks, because who would want to see a green spirit bomb? It just takes away from the feeling. I don't know. Higher than, if you're doing a Saiyan for the created character, here's the next thing. Higher than Super Saiyan 2 transformations, because there's not a lot of work that goes into a Super Saiyan 2 transformation if you're doing a Saiyan, if the programmers are doing a Saiyan, because all they have to do is add lightning flashes to the aura, or like little lightning strikes to the aura. And if they're gonna do that, the least they can do is make the lightning blue instead of the yellow that they had. So that's just me. So I would like to see Super Saiyan 3, or you know, possibly a Super Saiyan God or a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Which reminds me to ask about how will that work once they get to 3, and if they go further beyond 3? Do you become a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God? I don't know how that will work. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But naming Frieza's race, that's the other thing that I want. It's not just Frieza's race. Like, there are others that came before him. You could have chose something. You could have chose, I don't know, Glacia, Frostia, Kenmore, General Electric. I don't care. You know, something that, you know, that, I don't know, just names his race. Like, who wants to be known as the Frieza race? People like that already have a bad connotation to it because it's a bad guy. And if you're gonna do that, make sure, again, like, you know, you get the transformations, like second form, third form, fourth form, final form, max form, you know, 100% max form. So maybe you can have that. And you know, I also have a list of races that I would like to see in there. Maybe hidden health for opponents. This is the next thing. Hidden health for the opponents that are CPU in the story. It gives it that more authentic feeling, with, you know, testing each other's strength, you know, like they do in the anime, and it gives you that uncertainty if you're gonna survive the battle. You know, maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not, but I'm just throwing it out there. But not like, you know how in the anime, you know, Goku would either, you know, shoot a Kamehameha, or in Frieza's case it was a Spirit Bomb before he turned Super Saiyan. Spirit Bomb, and he thought he had destroyed them. They couldn't sense his aura anymore, his ki anymore, and then all of a sudden he survived. So I want to have that feeling like in the story, if they could do something like that. And the only way I could say for that to happen is for them to hide the health bar of the opponents that they're doing, the CPU opponents, if they're in the story mode. But that's just me, that's just an idea. You don't have to do that. Maybe it's a bad idea. Whatever. I want them to do away with what type of fighter are you, because you know, I don't want, you know, during the beginning of Xenoverse, you were asked what type of fighter are you, and you could say, oh, I like to go in close range and I use limited ranged attacks, or I like to go melee style, or I like to use the far, you know, ki blast more, or I'm a balance. I don't like that, because that means that the question you're answering, your maximum fighting potential is already limited by that question. You know, and some people might answer it in an uncertain way because they don't know how the game is going to work. Me, for example, I choose balance because I was just like, you know what, I don't know how this is going to affect me. But I soon figured out that, you know, if you choose melee first versus a ranged, you know, the answering that question, that a 2 points in a ki attack or something is not in the if you choose more of a melee style, is not the same thing as a 2 points in a ki attack if you choose I like to do the range attacks question. So two suggestions to counteract this: either go the way that they did in Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I say that because it's the best one for level. You feel real powerful from that. With the Pataras, either bring those back for leveling up a character and have them gain multiple Pataras, or have it the way that they did it in Budokai 3, to where when you level up, you just assign, you know, skill points to a certain slot, and don't have the maximum potential be limited to a question that you answer out of uncertainty. But that's just me. The other thing is, justify the speed of the character's foes, at least in the story mode, that they have in the CPU. So in the first Xenoverse, I'm reading off my notes here. The fastest character if not one of the fastest, was Booter. So how does that work? Because in the anime, if you watch the anime, you know, he was the fastest one until Goku came along. He hadn't even transformed into a Super Saiyan yet. So if he's going up against Super Saiyan Goku in the game, how is he much faster? Let alone the fusions, let alone Majin Buu, let alone Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Like if you were playing Budokai Tenkaichi 2, that dude was fast as a mug. That dude was fast as lightning. So either somehow justify the speed depending on who you're going up against, or leave it normal for everybody and then just make whoever like the ultimate fast character. Just, you know. So do something like that. So, you know, don't make it like that. Do something with the after image. You know, for some reason the after image is the same thing as teleport. It somehow uses the same thing, which is not true. Especially when you look at the anime. If you look at the anime, you will see Goku there, then not there. You know, he would fade out of existence. So what I propose for that is like a tricking, locking on mechanism where they're seeing an image, you know, but there might be 2 of them or 3 of them, and they might not know which one to shoot at, and you know, so hopefully, you know, that happens. You know, and they would have to figure out, and they like all converging on attacking them, but you know, after one punch, you know, they figure out that they're not there. So, you know, something like that. I don't know. Completely new races. If this is more for the story, if none of the people from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super is in there, in the cast of the game, you might want to do a South Galaxy instead of the North Galaxy, where the main character would be Pycon, or some other people we have no idea about, but maybe that might not be good for marketing reasons. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, there are no bad ideas, unless this is horrible bosses too, and then you're dead. So, so as far as that, you know, like I said, either focus on different galaxies or other than the North, or you know, whatever. So the other thing is, if you're gonna do a completely new story, have a Dragon Ball origin story. You know, like way before Goku, way before the Saiyans, Saiyans being like dominated by Frieza, way before they had their fight with the Tuffles and everything. You know, way before all of them, and you know, make Super Saiyan, because they said in the anime they haven't seen a Super Saiyan in over a certain amount of years, and you know, that means that before the time that they could have possibly seen it all the time. So I don't know, like as an explanation as to why they died out or something like that, or why the Super Saiyan ability was never achieved, why they somehow lost that ability. I don't know. Maybe something that could explain the story, how the Dragon Balls came to be, something, you know. So for the new races, well, for a races list, you know, I would like, you know, to see androids, you know, as, you know, where, you have something similar to Bojack, because if you have, you know, something like Cell or Dr. Zero and Android 17, I don't think it would be worth having the transformation, so you can make their transformation something akin to Android 13. Humans, obviously. Saiyans, obviously. The Majin race. Okay, real quick, on the Majin race, if you're gonna make him transform, start off with Fat Boo, make him transform into Super Boo, then make him turn into Kid Boo as a 3rd transformation. That's just me. The Frieza race, like I said, give him a name, give the race a name, go with that, and, you know, give them the forms. If you're gonna allow them to transform, give them the forms, and then, you know, go from there. The Bojack race. I thought Bojack was pretty cool, you know. That's just me. He sounded cool, he looked cool. You know, introduce his race as a playable race. You know, obviously you have Namekian and then Tuffle. You know, maybe you can make a story out of that. I don't know. Just a couple of the things. So, also, if you're going to do this, I know it's some hard work, but this is one that I didn't write down, but I meant to. Maybe a fusion, you know, between different I don't know, between the same races, you know. So if you're Saiyan, you can only fuse with another Saiyan, and if you're doing it online, like if you're fighting an online tag team battle, like if it's you and your friend against you and another friend, have it to where the fusion system is modular, to where if like let's say they choose face 1 and then your friend has like face 3, make it to where, you know, they both have face 5 or something like that, to where it's impartial, you know. You know, if they have I1 and they have like I3, make it sure they have like when they're fused they have I2, something like that, you know. Same with the hair, they can just use the same thing that they have with Trunks, you know, or Gotenks. I don't even know why I said, you know. But where, you know, if one character where they're separate, if they're separate and they have 2 separate hair colors, you know, have one hair color in the middle and then have the other one on the sides, you know. And it doesn't matter which, just, you know, if they agree to it, then, you know, make that possible. But that's it for the list of stuff that I have. Thank you guys for watching this kind of discussion for Xenoverse 2. I'm gonna post a link down in the description below on how to take that survey, and I'll get it off our Rhymestyle's channel, so where you can go complete the survey. But this is just my ideas, my thoughts. I will be sending this video. Hopefully it catches his attention, and if it doesn't catch his attention, please just tweet at him, Black and Fist or Thundershot or whoever he's associated with, so where they can see this video, and maybe, you know, some of the stuff that I'm saying is making sense, and hopefully I'm making sense because they're Dragon Ball Z fanatics and they present stuff in a professional manner, and they brought up some stuff that I didn't even know about, and, you know, I give them all the thanks and the you know, accolades for that. You know, they're real thorough with their knowledge. So thank you guys again for watching. Subscribe to Voxel Pro, support me on Patreon, doing indie development, you know, stuff like that. Got some more stuff to do. Road to the Phantom Pain is continuing. I don't think that's it. I think that's all I have for now. No. I'll be doing another video trying to understand the Metal Gear lore, and I'll be cutting out all the fat, and look forward to that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.